as I stand before you today, my fellow Hoosiers, I say with absolute confidence, jobs are coming back. Confidence is back. And under President Donald Trump, America is back, and we're just getting started.
Well, that is Vice President Mike Pence campaigning for Mike Braun, who won last week's GOP Senate primary in Indiana. Now we're learning of a new addition to the Vice President's Political Action Committee, President Trump's former campaign manager, Corey Lewandowski. Let's bring in David Bossie, who wrote Let Trump Be Trump with Lewandowski. He's also a Fox News contributor, and as I understand, you also are your friends. You and Corey, right?
Yeah, we've known each other quite a few years, yes.
All right, so what do you make of this move by him to join Vice President Mike Pence's Political Action Committee?
You know, this has been a long time in the making. It's been talked about now internally for the last couple of months. And so this is no surprise to me. It's just a great addition to make sure that this team, the symmetry of this team is all moving forward and on the same page. This is a very good signal to all of the Trump voters out there across this country that we're putting the team back together.
Is he taking the job with the president's blessing?
Well, of course, you know, the president and Corey spoke about this before he decided to do it. It's a great place for Corey to be able to make moves for the president and vice president. This is just part of the team. It's not one team or the other. It is one team, and that's what we are trying to tell the American people.
But is it a good move as it pertains to President Trump? The New York Times ran this headline. Pence is trying to control Republican politics. Trump aides are not happy. In that particular piece, they write about word of internal tensions getting out beyond the walls of the White House. Complaints of high-ranking Trump officials starting to circulate on Capitol Hill. What do you know about? I know you've been with the president and spending time with him recently, right?
Yes, Sandra. It's all the fake news that's fit to print there in the Gray Lady. It is pathetic that they have to continuously try to create dissension and sow seeds of doubt inside. This is the furthest thing from the truth. This is a tremendous move. It's been in the works for well over a month. For Corey to join, this is a tremendous opportunity for the president and vice president to move forward together. There is no Pence and Trump teams. People who are worried about this, if they are truly Trump people, just don't understand how the president and vice president operate.
The Pence committee donated more than $150,000 to Republican congressional candidates in February. Does this make Lewandowski a major player in the midterms?
Well, Corey's a major player in the midterms before this announcement yesterday, and he is now going to be seen as the president's and the vice president's eyes and ears around the country, and I'm going to be happy to be right there and help him and support him in that effort.
I got to ask you about these leaks coming out of the White House. You know this White House inside and out. You know it well. Who's doing this?
You know, it's just a continuation of a sad story that's been going on. It's people who are not there for the right reason. And what I mean by that, Sandra, is they're there for themselves. They're not there for the president and the president's agenda. And so they get worried and they think they know better than somebody who got 60+ million votes. And it's this president's agenda. Corey and I and others are on that agenda, and we are trying to every day move that agenda forward, whether it's in the House or Senate, whether it's through the elections and primaries and in the upcoming midterms. That's what we do, and we've been doing it every day. These folks are unfortunately in it for themselves, and I think that they want to be important to members of the media that they know, and I think they're trying to serve justice in their minds on other staffers who are not doing things their way. And it's unfortunate because this is the president's White House. You serve at the pleasure of the president. If you do not want to be there, go and find another job somewhere. There are other people, many other people, who want to be in those incredibly coveted jobs.
What about Kelly Sadler, though? What should happen with her? What should she do? What should the next move be?
Well, I think Kelly, apologized for what I would consider a remark that shouldn't have been made, whether it was in jest or not. But the problem, I will say that what I recognize from that.
But do you think she should go? Do you think she should go?
No. What I think should happen is the people who, on her staff, on the staff that she works with, who leaked that on her, that's as troubling as the statement itself. So I think that there's plenty of blame to go around.
Interesting stuff. David Bossie, you're a busy guy. We thank you for your time this morning.
Thanks for having me.
Nice to see you.